Hello everyone, welcome to another session of SaaS Chapters. So today we will be having an interesting conversation that covers cybersecurity, AI threats in 2026, and how businesses are, dealing with all these modern cybersecurity threats and all. Joining with us today is Akhil Gabetta, the CEO and chairman of Hackers in Threat Hunts. He'll be talking us about, how he's dealing with, or how the company that Hackers in Threat Hunts are dealing with all the cyber threats that's happening around, how businesses should tackle all those things, etc. Along with it, we'll also be talking about how Saaslogic is helping companies like Hackers and Threat Hunts to manage their operations. So Akhil, welcome to the session. How are
Yeah,
you?
hi Akshay. Hope you are doing good there. I'm fine here.
Yeah,
So
same.
thank you so much for inviting us for this podcast. It is very like good thing, good initiative from you, and we are also very excited to share my insights and looking forward to getting and introduce our products which we are developed recently and launched. So to have an insightful conversation with you here.
Right, same back at you. So, I was actually going through a website. I can see your services, the services you are providing, and all. It's all very interesting, to be honest, and especially in this era where cybersecurity is a big concern. So we'll get
Yeah.
into all that. So let's get into the session. Let's start it. So it's 2026 now, and we have been hearing a lot about something called as agentic AI.
Yeah.
Where AI is no more like just chatbots. AIs are actually doing operations. AI is executing all the tasks and all. So how are you looking into this progress in AI? How is this shift in the industry? Challenge is it challenging from a cyber security point of view?
Oh, it is not that big challenging. Even even AI can be add-on value to the cybersecurity, but it cannot replace an industry in cybersecurity. So
Right,
it is a big advantage of like making the tools into autonomous. So we are moving from software that only provides information to a software that can actually takes actions. So
right,
by using AI integrations and LLM models. Earlier, systems were helping users make decisions, but what
right,
happens now? Now they are beginning the execute workflows on behalf of users actually.
right, right,
So
right.
that is also the biggest change we can see, and that shift
Mhm.
changes the how SaaS products are built because companies now need to think beyond dashboards and focus on automations and trust, governance, human oversight. So
Right, right,
that is the only the change we can see, but it cannot be. It is not the big change we are expressing because anyways, even AI is intervened. Human in loop is very mandatory because
right,
that
right.
human intervention is even though in cybersecurity mainly when
Mhm.
AI was integrated or when we are using AI chatbots or like AI agents to be done the workflow very smoothly and do some vulnerability scanning and vulnerability assessments. So
Right,
human in loop very important because that decision making is very important. Like because if in cybersecurity, most of the things we see false positive cases. We can't
Mhm.
directly judge that this is the actual attack and all. That is
Right,
in that kind of scenarios, human in loop is very important to take decisions and take actions. So
right, right.
that is the
So from your words, what I understand, a human intervention can't be removed completely out of the equation. That's what you're saying, right?
exactly.
Right. Yeah, that's without a doubt. I can see that. According to studies, an average organization today kind of uses around 1,400 cloud applications for their
Yeah.
operations. It's a number that sounded interesting. And most of these are called as shadow IT nowadays. I mean, the internal IT team are not aware of what is being used in an organization and all. How dangerous is this sprawl, or how dangerous is this shift that's happening?
Yeah, it's becoming a major challenge in IT industry specifically, and organizations today adopt tools very quickly because teams want speed and productivity. So, but the problem is visibility, right?
Right.
And
Right.
if security teams don't know what tools are being used and what tools are being developed by the companies and where data is flowing,
Hmm.
so they can't
Hmm.
protect it. It is very biggest
Yes,
challenge
yes.
in the IT industry, and most incidents don't happen because companies lack security tools. They happen because only the organizations lose visibility. So
Right.
that is the biggest challenge, and that is the only major concerns in shadow IT.
Hmm. Yeah, that's right. Transparency is kind of a big
Exactly.
problem, I
So
guess.
that should be very necessary in our industry, because we, as a security teams, as a cybersecurity engineers, we should know what is the workflow, what are the tools are being used, and what is the actual infra was IT companies was like necessary following the day-to-day manner. So that is very important to be transparently discussed in the boardrooms.
Yeah, right, right. And also, I believe you are familiar with the term vertical SaaS. Software
Yeah.
is built for very specific niches. It's not like once upon a time, this all-in-one, that style was there. It had been followed, but nowadays, vertical SaaS is it's more popular now. Like, do you think the era of that one size fits all thing is coming to an end now?
So I think both platforms will always exist,
Yeah,
and
right.
but businesses increasingly want solutions that understand their industry specific problems. So that is a
Mm,
major concern. And also, I can give you example. A healthcare company and a manufacturer company operate very differently. We can't.
correct.
It is a different sector and different sector. Their workflow is different. Their infra is different, and this infra is different. So when we are focusing on major security concerns, we have to look up only as per the healthcare industry, and we need to look up what is the major concern in that. Because in healthcare industry, what is the major concern? Patient data and their PI details information and payment details. So these are the major information which we need to be protected, and we need
Right.
to closely monitor. And in manufacturing
Mhm.
industry, hardware details and their PI details and their actual in-house architecture and designs. So this need to be protected, because in manufacturing industry, once their actual design materials and architecture, if it is was leaked, so whole
Mhm.
manufacturing industry will face lot of issues with the like manipulating and doing the same innovations and same innovations in outside of the third party market. So that is
Right.
also biggest challenge we can see. As
Yeah.
vertical SaaS can address workflows and security concerns unique to that particular domain, and which
Mhm.
creates strong value. So I believe it is an added value for that.
Right. 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 And from a SaaS point of view, when it comes to pricing, we were
Uh,
familiar with something called as flat pricing and all. That's
yeah, definitely, yeah.
yeah, that was
Because like as a cybersecurity like products, and like even as a SaaS products which we develop, we are it is a major concern for us for pricing also.
right, because nowadays, it's all about hybrid pricing. People
Yes.
are going for usage-based pricing, or the kind of you'll be charging for resource consumption according to resource that is consumed. So why do you think SaaS companies are nowadays trying to align their price directly with the value the customer actually consumes?
So customers want pricing tied to outcomes and their usage. It is not like they can't pay directly. Even if they are not using that particular features, what is the reason of they are paying a huge amount of rupees? Because they also, that is also like a biggest challenging for them, because businesses today don't want to pay for the features they never use.
Mhm.
So and we specifically know, like even in most of the SaaS platforms, they will mention the, for this particular pricing, this particular subscription model, these are the features you are going to be
Yeah.
used on this particular platform.
Yes.
And hybrid models create better alignment, because as customer values grows and revenue grows, and naturally alongside it, it will be actually matters. So
Mhm.
it is like kind of like what actually you use, pay for that.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, okay. That'll be more like a customized approach,
Yes,
which
yes.
users too will be more aligned with. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as I said, I'm going back to the your website. I was just going through your website and I was checking all the services that you provide and all. Now, more than anything, AI is at the peak. We can see AI everywhere. AI is like automating everything. So I believe that AI has a role in the cybersecurity space as well. But this threat hunting term was very interesting for me. But you still are giving importance to human role or human intervention in the cybersecurity space. So when everything is getting automated, why are you still, or how do you see all these things? I mean, how do you place human in this equation, especially in cybersecurity when everything
Yeah.
can be automated? That's my question.
Yeah. So, yeah, as you said, I agree with you. Like, because like even in cybersecurity, as I am seeing in my cybersecurity market research and cybersecurity industries, most of the cybersecurity is like completely automated. And
Yes.
as we follow in Hackerson Threat Hunt and HRT Security Protected, what we follow is like automation is very powerful and for a speed and its scale. But humans bring context and intuitions in
Mhm.
automation industry, because attackers don't always follow patterns,
Right,
because
right, right.
and also experienced analysts can connect with weak signals, understand intent, and investigate unusual behavior, and that missions might overlook. uh,
Right,
and and still, I believe I we hackers in the team believe like security still needs human judgment. We can't completely automate in security terms.
right, right, right. Okay, okay, okay. And given the SaaS sprawl that we just discussed, how does hackers in threat hunt, help a client secure a messy multi-platform environment where data is like everywhere, like not organized?
Like it's in if I speak about that, the first challenge is understanding what exists, because in their
Right,
infra or in their platforms, in their web applications and in mobile applications, we have to understanding their complete like source code or their features and what workflow they are doing. It is the biggest challenge which we face. And most organizations have applications, cloud environments, endpoints, third-party services, and the data is spread everywhere.
right,
So
right,
we focus creating visibility first, rather
right.
than directly deep diving into their particular infra and just checking on doing a vulnerability assessment and showing them that these are the vulnerabilities present in your organizations. So
Okay.
then we correlate signals and across the system to identify risk, rather than treating every platform as a separate security island. So
Hmm.
because that makes us the companies also into kind of like a dilemma. So if we say that every complete your infra has these particular vulnerabilities and we need to check individually, so that makes us like the kind of a panic, what happens in our organizations, what we they think like every organization have their own in-house cybersecurity team. But still, when they connect with the third-party companies and for the vulnerability assessments and penetration testing and also SOC monitoring, so
Hmm.
this is the thing where they will create panic situations by saying that this is giving the automated report and these are the things which are present in infra. So
Right.
that is where we treat ourselves as like each platform as a separate island to deep dive into and check very thoroughly and give us like actually what happens in that, rather than giving the false positive cases to them.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. And I also noticed that there is a service that you offer was adversary simulation.
Yeah.
Let's say that I am a CEO of a company. Okay, I have a company and I believe that I have a firewall. I have a firewall and everything is secure. That's what I am thinking. So just tell me, or just tell, how will you explain a CEO why acting like the enemy is the best way to, notice vulnerabilities in your systems?
Yeah. As you said about as a CEO and a firewall and all. So as I give an example, if someone believes a firewall alone is enough, uh, that I as usually say, security control should be tested, not assumed.
Right,
Uh,
right.
and attackers constantly evolve techniques, because like they will come with a lot of tactics,
Yes.
techniques. The patterns will be same, but the techniques and tactics which they use will be in a different manner.
Right.
The best way to know whether your defenses work is to think and act like an attacker, is that
Mhm.
the adversary simulations reveal blind spots before a real incident goes, because that way the zero exploits will happen, zero attacks will happen and all. So we believe we act as a like before we get into the adversary simulation process, we think like an attacker and we think like a what actually we are doing and what's actually the perspective of a hacker, how what is the actual intent to get into the particular things and to get real time data and all. So we think in
Okay.
a perspective of them and then we'll do the actions respective to that.
Also, I love that approach. I mean, if I'm coming to you and I'm telling you that, I have all and also, you'll be like, monitoring my systems, you will be monitoring my entire thing, and you will think as a hacker, and then you will try
Yes,
to attack me so that you will find loopholes, right? And
exactly,
then you will fix things.
exactly.
That's wonderful. Okay. And now, with the global shortage of cybersecurity professionals, how are you managing to scale your, expert-driven services to meet the growing demand? The demand for cybersecurity is always there, but at the same time, when you're comparing with the kind of professionals that are available, it's kind of low. So how do you balance it out?
Yeah, this is also a very biggest challenging situation, because like in India, specifically in India, the cybersecurity now growing very fast. It is speeding up, like the technology increasing, the tools are coming out, and most of the cybersecurity companies also in kind of situation building in their own SaaS products. The industry definitely has a talent gap,
Right.
but the approach is not only replacing the people. It's helping experts become more efficient also on their particular knowledge, and we focus on process standardization, automation, and platforms that helps analysts handle more without compromising quality. So that is very important. Choosing the each and every talent, and to be group as a team, and work for the kind of like defending all the cyber attacks in future and coming whatever see.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. As hackers in threat hunt, your company grew, you move into a handful of clients to a complex portfolio. At what point did you realize that manual billing or spreadsheet approach or spreadsheet tracking approach were kind of holding back your mission?
For these at an early stage, spreadsheets work. That definitely what actually a normal companies will do their first intent. So, but as a client, subscriptions and service models increases, and manual operations become difficult to maintain. You eventually realize your team spends more time managing process than creating value, right? So that's as usually the signal that systems need to be matured and need to be automated in such case.
Right, right. And you have various multiple services, like for example, let it be SOC monitoring, pen tests, etc. How has
Mhm.
Saaslogic helped you manage those different revenue streams, like
Mhm.
without creating a lot of paperwork and all?
For that particular situations, when you have a multiple services and recurring engagements, and complexity grows, and complexity definitely grows very quickly. So in that case of situations, Saaslogic help us like to it organize billing cycles, subscriptions, renewals, and reporting a structured way. And most of the things Saaslogic reduces the operational overhead and lets team focus on the customers rather than administration. So that is the biggest advantage of Saaslogic, where we are also managing now, as we are part of it, and that is the biggest added advantage for us, for our organization as a startup.
Right. And in the cybersecurity world, trust and professionalism is kind of everything. How has providing a streamlined, automated billing experience through Saaslogic improved your relationship with your own clients?
In especially if I speak about in cybersecurity, that matters at every interaction point. So professionalism is not only about technical capability, right? It's also about customer experience, and clients appreciate consistency, transparency, and predictability, and also about a streamlined process improve confidence also. So especially in our related, like in cybersecurity, that automobile billing definitely improves and makes very transparent between the client and our business providers. So that is very important for us.
So, Akhil, you just told about how things are, evolving from in the cybersecurity space, how attackers are evolving with new techniques, etc. So, what's the next on the horizon for hackers and threat hunt in 2026?
Yeah, if I speak about hacker in the house specifically, our vision is to make cybersecurity more proactive and intelligent, and we believe Security should move beyond just detecting events towards understanding, validating, and also responding with a greater precision. And also the focus ahead is building system that reduces noises and improve response speed and help organization make better security decisions. So we are not only stopping with the Virinetra here, and which is a AI cyber defensive system. We are also focusing on IoT security. We are also focusing on dark web monitoring with cybercrime investigations, which helps police departments to the investigation flow very smoothly and very accurately. So we are also what we believe is like you shoot out the problem what you are facing in related to security. We will develop a tool related to that, and we will secure your organization in such a way. So that is our motto, which we are building now.
So, Akhil, thank you for joining us in this session. We got to learn a lot from how Hackers in Threat Hunt is operating your services and how you see the cybersecurity world, how you are contributing to the cybersecurity world, how you are handling clients, and how Saaslogic too was able to help you from billing, pricing perspective, etc. It was glad connecting with you, and I hope our viewers too got to know all about all the services that you offer and how we too are kind of collaborating with you to make your operations smoother.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for your time.
Yeah, good day.
Thank you.
Yeah.